all, welcome to Letty Lynn's Corner. We are going to do a little in the junk journal today. So here's a few of the little pieces of ephemera that I've done in the last couple months, I guess. And I'm not sure what we're going to use exactly today. I have a couple ideas, so we'll see where it goes from there. So let us put some of these aside for a minute and get a journal out. So because this journal is pretty small, I'm not sure I've ever measured it and mentioned it, but the pages are really about 4 1/4 by roughly 5 1/2. So they're it's almost like working on a greeting card. There's not a ton of space to do a lot. So I actually made a bunch of little embellishments and ephemera and stuff so that actually it would go fairly easy, quickly to make it. But of course I want to show you kind of the process of doing it to give you your inspiration. So I think we're going to start with this here piece. Is really cool. I actually found these at a secondhand store, and they're not very big, little doilies, and they're actually perfect for a journal because they got the rectangle look to it. And I really like the fact that it once you put it down, it's going to be kind of out over the edges, and it adds that kind of texture, chunkiness to the journal. So this here pocket I made, it's got a little bit of lace on it, a little bit of fabric. Actually, it's got 2 pieces of fabric and a little bit of burlap ribbon and a piece of flour. I'm not sure where I found that flour, but cut it out, fussy cut it. And then there's a couple tags here. So I haven't fully decided if I like those tags or not, but we'll decide as we go. And then these little pockets, again, I don't know where I found them, but they're perfect for this. So I could add a little bit more of like a word or a number or something to it. So we'll see, we might add something to it, but it fits perfectly in that rectangle. So the only thing I'm going to do to maybe, we're going to put some paper behind it to give it kind of a prettier look to it. And let's see, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it on this side. Let's see. I think I'm actually going to move it, I think, to this side, because when it's shut, it's going to have that pretty lace sticking out of the sides of it. So let's, I cut this already down to fit in here. So we are going to glue that down. I will say, if you haven't already, I really encourage you to find these bottles with the fine tip on them for your gluing. I just got it, probably in the last couple months, and boy, it's been a game changer. So, and then I bought the bigger bottle of glue for it, which is the Neutral pH adhesive by Linco. Really good stuff. Works great with paper and most anything. When it comes to fabric, I use the fabric tack, which is really good for fabric. So we are going to make sure this is glue down. It's a little overlapping, but that's okay. And then I'm not sure if I want to add a little bit of ink to this or just leave it. I think I'm just going to leave it, because otherwise it's going to, I don't want it to look dirty necessarily. So I do have the option of doing it in a little bit and cutting this off so that it's somewhat inside, or just pulling it out so that it shuts correctly. I have to pull it out about there. So it puts it right on the edge, but it's just so pretty. I don't really want to mess with it. So I think we're going to just leave it that way. And we will use the fabric tack and glue it down. And make sure I've got it kind of going the right direction. They make these almost like they're reversible, and it's hard to really tell which way to go. I think it looks better that way. So I'm going to do it that way, I think. Okay. So let's see here. I'm just going to put it on the inside here. I'm really running out. So that it's not sticking at all on the lace or anything. Alright, so that side. It's pretty much to the edge. And I'm not too worried about what I see under here. It looks kind of like it's wet from the glue, but I'm going to obviously put this envelope over it so you won't see that. So I'm not too concerned about that. So I actually can do a double pocket here, and that would be leaving some room for under here and for in here. So I think I'm going to do that. So again, I'm going to use this fabric glue, as thin of a layer as I can. It's really nice to make your decorative pieces, your embellishments and your ephemera ahead of time, because it really does make your process of your making your journal a lot faster, and it kind of like comes together by the different pieces and what you're wanting to do. So I really like this piece. It looks kind of vintagey on the side. I'm going to add some more ink to it so it continues to add to that. So I'm going to add, because I think it goes with the pink on both sides. And again, of course, I'm using Distress Ink by Tim Holtz. again, I cut this already ahead of time because I really liked it, so I thought it would work. So go ahead. And I also, ahead of time, yesterday I actually gessoed the rest of my journal pages so that they were ready to go whenever I feel inspired. So you're going to want to kind of make sure that when you put it down there in the seam, that the seam is still able to bend and it won't buckle. So check it kind of to make sure those are in. That will lay flat. Straight. Excess edges, I'm going to wipe those off. So see how it's so quickly, it's coming together already. Like, honestly, you could probably just leave it that way and just use this as a journal page. But of course, we're not going to stop there because it's all too much fun. So I made this piece that I thought was really pretty. So it has the, I have these vintage little typewriter bottles, and I'm trying to remember where I got these. I think, oh, I know. They came out of a paper pack, and they came with all kinds of stuff like a writer's desk, and I am so sorry, I don't remember which paper pad it was, but you know, definitely check out the vintage paper pads that you see when you go to Joann's or Michael's or Hobby Lobby, because they will, you know, look for those paper pads that have just specific separate images throughout them, because some of them, yeah, of course they have the regular paper with the same image all over it that you can use as a background, but then they also a lot of times include pages that you can fussy cut. So that was where I think I found that, and so it actually had, I'll just kind of show you my little box here. I have a few of these plus some drawers, but it had like a little journal piece that was in it, and the desk, and a letter opener, the pen tips, pocket watch, it actually is office paste, looks like glue, a scale. So it has all these different, and they're just awesome to add to your journal or whatever project you're doing, to add that little extra of whatever. So so anyway, that's how I made this one, and I think this was part of it too, was this little typewriter and write your story. So I added, it was actually a vintage book page, distressed that, added some material. This one I didn't sew, but sometimes I will sew it and give it the stitches. And then just a little piece of lace, and then that, and that's, you know, it's just so cute all on its own. So I'm going to use this, and I think I'm going to do it in the center and actually put maybe the tag. I'm not sure if I want the tag on the side or the top. I think I like it actually coming from here because everything's kind of symmetrical with that. So we will put that down. And then I like to just, after I put the glue on there, just kind of go in there with something. Actually, a letter opener would be perfect for that kind of thing, but I have this little knife. And just kind of go in there and make sure that it's going to be off to the side and not glue it all shut. So now that I've got that, now it's what do we want to use for our ephemera? Any tags or anything we want that can go in there. So got this little tag. Oh, I think I like the little 1904, which is probably about when this type of typewriters and writing stuff would have been used. Perfect. So, oh, did I forget? No, I did do that one. I do have this little one that's kind of cute, so maybe I'll use that for there. So this one is, looks like that. Has a little piece of fabric. I have a stamp die cut plate that I use for that. And then there's not really, I mean, unless you use a really dark pen, I guess you could journal on the back of that, but it's more for the pretty of it. So we actually have room for probably 2 in there. Excuse me. So I don't know, I have this tag, little girl, vintage. It could maybe fit. No, too big. Excuse me. Let's see what we can find. Oh, I do have this one. This will be perfect for this here. So we'll just use that. And I think we're gonna have to make some. So I did find this one here, and it's got a little typewriter on it. So that one can go in here. I think I'll put it towards the back, and then it can be pulled out. And then this one here I'm gonna make, it's got orange, kind of orangey color on that side, and we'll put this girl on this side. She's really pretty. So let's see here. I should have just probably used the glue stick for this. As sometimes when they come from, this actually came from So these cards are, these pictures come from a Victorian trading or trade cards historical reference and value guide. And I happened to find it at a secondhand store and opened it up, and it was full of amazing old pictures of that they used for trading cards. And just to give you an example, here's a few of them. They're basically advertisement cards that they used years ago for different, for advertising, but some of them are just the coolest cards that they used. And they're vintage, they're older, so they're just cool. Like this one is advertising acorns, stoves, and ranges over 1 million in use. And anyway, this one is, they've got everything from children, advertising cool things, advertising candles. This one, let's see, I guess it is advertising, oh, it's advertising a type of soap. And so obviously she smells really good. And the original card, it says here, hold this card to the light. So I don't know if, I mean, obviously if you held it up to the light, the actual card, it would have shown something extra, but obviously I don't have that, so. But anyway, that is a way to get some really cool stuff for your ephemera, for putting in your junk journals and all that. I also have this one that I never used any for this, these 2 pages, but it's a very cool resource, vintage ephemera sampler, and it comes with a multitude of really cool old ephemera. And this one I found on Amazon. So take a look at some of them on Amazon because they have quite a few different ones that one day I will hopefully be getting. Obviously you can find lots of different ephemera printables on Etsy as well. All right, so we are going to put our hole punch in here and line it up. And call it good. Just do a little inking. This one's ready to go. All right, so there's that one. I'm just going to put it this way, and then of course you can journal on that one. And then I think I'm going to wrap it up with just putting, I think I have this one here. It was another cutout from a sheet of a 12 by 12 paper pack, and it's pretty much ready to go as well. Lots of places to write whatever you would like to write about. I don't like how it's not blending as well there. All right, so that one I'll go in that far back pocket. So that is our layout for today. I think it turned out really cute. So yeah, we have more pages to go. We're getting pretty close to the end though. So I will see you for another layout that we can have fun making. All right, you have a great day. Please remember to subscribe or like first and then subscribe if you really like what you're seeing. And you also can message me on YouTube if you're interested in something that I did. So anyway, thanks again for coming to my channel, and we will see you soon.